I want to welcome you to another live Reiki meditation. Today is December 1st. Can you believe it's already near the end of the year?
I don't know what happened to this year. It's just gone by and so fast.
So fast. I know. And did you learn, I have a feeling everyone learned a lot about themselves this year. Don't you think so, Robin?
I really do. I hope everyone learned a lot about themselves. I don't think we had a choice. I think we were forced to learn so much about ourselves.
And then one of the things I've learned about this year was a test on how to manage our energy. That's the only way I could describe it. How to manage our energy so this way we could stay, I would say, consistently strong, stable without having what I call roller coaster emotions.
Absolutely. And this was a tough year. This was a good year to practice that. If you've been working on yourself and you've been working on your healing tools and your self-awareness, this was the year to use all of those tools.
And also to think of it this way, tonight's subject is about our inner goddess. And I know I tested her like crazy this year. What is the inner goddess? Well, first of all, everyone has an inner goddess. It's kind of like a package deal with your soul. So your inner goddess partners up with your soul to help guide you. I would say give you room to grow within yourself, push you out of your comfort zone to try different things. And before you know it, you hopefully will grow emotionally and intellectually and learn how to do it from your heart and also from your emotions without feeling threatened. So what do you think about that interpretation of the inner goddess, Robin?
I think that's a great interpretation. I think being able to come from your heart center, coming from a loving place, I feel that, that's really tapping into your feminine energy, is coming from that place of love, regardless of where if your emotions are not in a good place, still being able to come from a loving place, which is really hard to do, especially when you're communicating with everyone. I mean, everyone, whether it's a work, family, how do you tap into your feminine energy? Like when you're communicating or when you're just going about your daily routine, how do you know that you're coming from that feminine goddess energy?
Well, my inner goddess is a rule keeper. She's sometimes mean, she kicks butt. Sometimes she's so driven that she does not know when to stop.
And that's okay. However, you can exhaust yourself, I think, when you are constantly in that energy. And part of recognizing that, Helen, which you are really good because you know yourself well, is being able to unwind and to slow down a little bit, which I think you're a driven person, so that can be difficult sometimes, but you do it.
I do it. And one thing about the inner goddess, she'll make you stop when you get to the saturation point. Before I forget about the inner goddess, because we were supposed to meet last week to talk about this subject because we thought it was a great segue because Robin and her buddy Michelle hosted a walk-in meditation. Robin's inner goddess blew out that day.
It was so much fun. I walk a lot lately. I've been really getting into my inner goddess walking, and I love it. And I had been meeting with Michelle, and we walk and we talk, and we both like to meditate. And so we would start out our walk, we would chat, we would meditate, and then we would stretch, and then we would go on our way. But we were talking about business too as we were going on our walks. And we decided we should do this. We should have a walking, talking meditation, and just meet with other women who want to connect, who would like to learn to meditate and who'd like to walk. So it was really fun. We did it for the first time. It was awesome. And Michelle is a goddess, and she brought her goddess cards her oracle deck that she created actually during her hiking walks. Like, that's where she brings out her inner goddess, is when she's on her walks. And I think being out in nature, for me, that's a place for me to tap into that energy as well. And I know for you, Helen, you love to go, you like to go to the beach, you like to walk your dogs, and and you love to cook. Actually, cooking is where you really shine with your goddess energy, because that's a loving thing that you do for people.
Yes. And, and one thing about the inner goddess, because she spends all of her time making other people comfortable. But one of the things that we have a tough time doing is observing our inner goddess to self-care.
That's so true. That's so true. What have you done lately for your self-care?
What have I been lately? Mostly creating classes.
Okay.
See, my inner goddess, I have a really creative one. So one of the things I love to do is, besides talking with Robin, talking with everybody, there's Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, and the thing is, all the things that feeds my soul also feeds my inner goddess. And one thing I notice about my inner goddess, she does not like to be in conflict. That's what I've been tested lately.
And that, I think it's hard. I think most inner goddesses, or most people, do not like confrontation or conflict. And I think if you can, this is, I think my healing tip for people is, if you can come at conflict, which we all have in our lives, and if we don't have it today, we might have it tomorrow or next week. It just comes and goes. Is try to come from a loving place, because I think most people don't like conflict. Nobody wants to be in conflict. So if you can try to come from a loving place with whatever it is you're conflicted with, whether it's your own inner goddess or your mind, is to try to do self-love and to try to offer love to people and try to see the other perspective. Because everybody has, like we were talking about this earlier, everybody comes from a different energy field, a different energy level, and we don't handle things the same way.
Yeah, we don't.
So
and one of the things that Rob and I were talking about is expectations and ego, how that seems to be a package deal. Because we have expectations of anyone that we love. I hate to say it that way, but we do. So there's also the ego that is involved, where the brain starts to say, you promised me you're going to do this for me. You're going to do that. You're going to upkeep whatever, you told me you're going to do. And then when someone falls short of expectations, oh my gosh, it's like fireworks.
And that's where conflict comes in. And that's when, communication is not easy. Everybody has their own communication styles, just like, so it's, and that's, I don't know how you communicate with your family and friends or clients, but we all have our styles. And sometimes they just,
I think of you, Robin, like you have what I consider a lot of feminine energy. See, we are made of feminine and masculine energy. And somewhere along, we want to be somewhere in the middle, not too masculine and not too feminine. So for me, for example, I have a lot of masculine energy. It's like, really? Do you want to go there with me? I don't think you want to go there with me. And Robin will go the other way and say, oh, did I hurt your feelings? Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And I'm like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick you from here to there. And then I will run you, and then I'll go backward in the car and run you over again.
I have my days where I can be like that too.
I've seen you like that. I'm like, yeah, Robin is growing.
Who's on here? Anybody I know who's on here, they could probably agree with that. Like,
there's Michael. Hi, Michael. I haven't seen you in a long time, but it's okay, because
yes,
who really fights with your goddess, your inner goddess, is your inner critic. And even though in the moment, the heat of the moment, you think you're doing the right thing, and all of a sudden your inner critic say, "You suck. Why did you do it that way?"
Yes. And you know, we all have that inner critic, and we can all review our past and, you know, go over what we said, what we did, how we handled this or that, and criticize ourselves. And sometimes, you know, I've talked about this before, where I like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the past, right? I think with my healing, I want to focus on today and the present and moving forward the best I can. You know, even when, you know, talking about past lives and stuff, you know, I'm like, yeah, I probably did everything bad back there. So, you know what? I'm just going to try to be good today.
Yeah, and that's all we have. It's so funny. I'm going to use my marketing person as an example. We basically came together as colleagues about 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she couldn't keep up. She was like, we kind of like were yelling at each other in a nice way. But it's so funny because our energy is very similar. And even though we were fighting like cats and dogs, we just come back and say, okay, what are you going to do next? What are we going to do next? Instead of, you know, dwelling on the negativity, it's like, all right, so we got it out. We said what we had to say. And fine, let's move on.
And that's awesome. And that's working with your goddess energy in a positive way. Absolutely. Because, you know, it's okay to have conflict. It's okay to have, you know, difficulty working with your person or whomever. But you want to resolve it in a the best way you can. And as me with my feminine energy, I always like to come from that loving place and try to understand the other person. And sometimes you can, and sometimes you just can't, and you gotta walk away.
Walk away. And you know what? And it's okay to walk away.
Absolutely. You can't, you know, it's not, you know, people come and go in your life, and that's okay. I mean, some things, you know, some people come for, I think there's a quote out there. Some people come for a lifetime. Some people come for a season. Some people, and you know, it is what it is.
Here's a good example. At the end of the election, I know I'm going to have to hurry because Robin's going to go in meditation in a couple minutes. At the end of the results of the election, this not that long ago, last month, beginning of this past month. Anyways, there was a woman that was really angry at the outcome, and so she and I had opposite views, but she was so busy trying to engage me in her dispute. And I said to her, so the inner goddess in me said, you know what? I don't have to engage in this conversation. I choose not to engage in this conversation because I knew this conversation wasn't going to go anywhere, and it was just going to go around and around and around. So I decided to disengage.
Yes. And that's powerful. That's your inner goddess really working hard for you. I mean, that's like, yeah, I love that. I love that. And you have to do that. We have to all do that. With engagement, we need to preserve our mind and our energy
and our hearts.
And our hearts. Mm-hmm.
So as you said, Robin, you know, we could agree to disagree and be okay with it.
Yes. I actually found a card. I haven't used it yet, but it's an anniversary card, and I bought it, and I'll use it one of these years. But it was
for your husband, you mean?
Yeah, my husband, and it said, "We both agree to disagree, and that makes us assholes." I was like, "Yeah, that's a good card. I'm going to save that for one of these years."
Yeah, but there's laughter in that.
Yes, absolutely, and that's the other goddess key that we all have to remember to use is we need to laugh. Laughing is healing energy, and you know, it's so important to laugh and to find the stupid things that we do, and to be able to laugh at yourself, like to let your ego go and realize that we all do stupid things, we all are silly, and we all have our weirdness, and to be able to laugh at that.
You know, that will be a great subject to talk about next week. We're going to do more laughing. And then we're going to invite everyone to tell a joke. You could type it in.
Yes, that would be great.
And I'll do my stand-up routine. I could be absolutely outrageous. Robin.
Oh my God. Helen is so funny.
Yeah, I've made Robin pee in her pants. Once I get going, there's no stopping me. I am on a roll. But anyway, so should we do meditation to honor our inner goddess?
Yes. So 7:15, and we like to end at 7:30. So we're going to do a nice short meditation. So everyone get as comfortable as possible.
I'm going to heat up my hot hands. So I'm going to be sending Reiki to everybody or whoever. And if you have somebody you want me to send it to, put their names in the box, and I will energetically send healing to the person.
So I just like to turn down the lights, take off my glasses. And if you're sitting in a chair, rest your feet on the floor in front of you, firmly on the floor in front of you. I like to connect my feet with the Mother Earth energy. And rest your arms by your side with your hands in your lap, palms facing up. And just notice your breathing. Remember, it's perfectly okay to have thoughts coming and going during meditation. What you want to do is pay attention to your breathing. Relax your shoulders. Now take a nice deep inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, I want you to hold your breath for the count of 4 and then exhale. So inhale, hold, exhale. Really notice your body relaxing. Again, another nice deep inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax your eye muscles. Notice how your body is feeling. Notice the weight of your body. Notice how your heart is feeling. Connect with your heart. Feel the beating of your heart. And allow your chest just to open up a little bit more with each inhale and exhale. Just feel your chest expanding. Notice any tension that you may be holding in your body. Maybe in your back, your shoulders, or your neck. And I'd like you to take a nice deep inhale in and out. Now I want you to continue breathing nice and slowly and normally through your nose. And with each inhale, you're bringing in beautiful healing energy. And with each exhale, you're exhaling any tension or any energy that does not serve you. So just imagine that energy, the good energy coming in and the energy that no longer serves you coming out. And with that exhale, you're releasing any tension. You're releasing any sadness. I want you to visualize yourself walking in your favorite place to walk. Maybe it's your neighborhood. Maybe it's a beautiful reservation with hiking trails. Maybe you're on a beach. It's the perfect day. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. As you're walking along, you see to your left a pathway that you've never noticed before along this walk. It's beautiful. You notice the entrance to this pathway is green. There are flowers. And you decide to take a trip down this pathway to discover what's here. As you move into the pathway and through the trees, you notice a beautiful warm breeze on your face. Notice the temperature coming in and out of your nose. At the end of the pathway, you see a light, and you hear water. As you move toward the light, you feel relaxed. You reach the opening, pool of water. The other side of the pool, you see a waterfall. The pool of water is the perfect temperature as you decide to move into the pool and over to the waterfall. The water is crystal clear. And as you make your way over to the waterfall, you see the perfect path to move underneath the waterfall. As you make your way to this path, and you safely walk behind the waterfall. And as you look out, you see the light shining through the water. As it's flowing down into the pool, you see colors of the rainbow. You see beautiful reds and pinks, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. And this beautiful vision of the water and light and rainbow This makes you smile, makes you happy. You feel at ease, and your breathing feels soft and healing. And taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Feel your body relaxing. Feel your back relaxing. Bring your attention now back to your breathing. I want you to visualize yourself walking through the waterfall into the crystal clear pool of water. You're making your way back to the other side, onto the shore. And you see a beautiful bench. You take a seat on this bench. And you notice your breathing. And you notice how your body is feeling. Feel the energy in your body. Feel your feet. You begin to notice the weight of your feet. And start to wiggle your toes. Taking a nice deep breath as you're wiggling your toes. Feel the energy in your legs. Begin to move your hands and wiggle your fingers. Feel the energy coming into your arms. Notice your shoulders. Just roll your shoulders very slightly backwards. Give them a slight roll. And then roll them forward. Feel your neck. Just move your neck a little bit back and forth. Notice your facial muscles. Relax your jaw. Notice your eye muscles. Relax them. And just rest your body. And slowly open your eyes. And taking a nice deep inhale. And exhale. And just move your arms. I like to do this after I meditate. Just clear my energy field. If that's comfortable for you, move your arms and shoulders. Just notice how your body feels relaxed. And that was just a nice way to connect with your energy and to connect with your body. So thank you so much for joining us.
I know. And next week, we're going to do the power of laughter.
Mm.
I'm going to do a public service announcement about the Healing Place Energy School. Robin has begun her outline of all the meditations that she is going to put together just for you. So it will be a lovely collage. So we're going to hope very much by the beginning of 2021. Right now, our feature courses are the COVID, flu, cold, hand reflexology for those people who want to build an immune system through hand reflexology, the kidney stone, and both of these. All my reflexology courses comes with a company manual. So I have one that's going to be supporting kidney functions and also prevent kidney stones. So that's good. And the big one right now is manage. It's a 5-part manage stress and anxiety with mindfulness. So we're going to talk about self-care prescription. Maybe that's a course, a show that you and I could do.
Yes.
Self-care prescription and hand reflexology to relax your entire body. I mean, I love creating classes. Even though I have a spiritual side to me, I also have a very geeky one too. So Robin, I drive her crazy all the time.
But I love it. You're so much fun. And
Yeah.
Helen has great information and great healing tools.
Yeah. And one thing about these healing tools, you could incorporate it to in your everyday life.
Everyday life. And
everyday life.
It takes 2 minutes to feel better.
Exactly.
If you know how to use the tools.
Yes. So please subscribe to our channel. Share this with everybody who you think this will be helpful to them. Follow us. We're going to stay on course and have every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the best we can, unless there's a holiday or one of us gets sick or one of us needs to go underground for a little while to regroup. But we're going to be here every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Be well and be safe.
Yes.
Bye-bye.